What's up, guys? Coming to you today with a full slate of NBA action here on Wednesday, December 31st. It's New Year's Eve. I personally won't be going out and partying. I've got a sick wife and a sick baby in the house. But if you guys are going out there, be smart, use a designated driver, and have a freaking blast, guys. It's New Year's Eve. So let's get after it. We got a bunch of NBA games today. We're going to cover all of them. We got a bunch of NBA player props as well. I'll be giving you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock as always. So do me a big favor here on New Year's Eve and slam that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed around here. Make sure you check and see if you are subscribed. Also, make sure you keep tuning in every single day. We have new videos coming out every single day here on the channel. Also, comment down below. I personally read and answer every single comment that I get. Or I at least read them. I know I don't answer every single one anymore, but I've got a baby now. I'm an old man, guys. I got a lot going on here on a daily basis. Make sure you're checking the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks. And make sure you check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, it's looking like a bit of a mixed bag, although we have had some positives. The 76ers choking things away and now being tied late in the fourth quarter after giving up a 7 or 8 point lead is not one of those positives. We also did brick out on UNC. The Tar Heels, I guess I should have known better than to pick the Tar Heels. A terrible shooting night from them. They only win by 13. Very tilting. If they could have thrown it in the ocean, we would have had an easy win and cover on that one. We did cash Wyoming at -11, but I hope you got in early before the line movement because the odds makers were right on the dot with that. It ends up at 12, and I think the closing line was at 12.5. So that would have been pretty unfortunate if you missed out on that one, but we do get it. Also, the Cowboys taking their foot off the gas late in that game was pretty unfortunate, making it so close. Louisville's looking really good. Hopefully that's going to go on the docket as a win. The 76ers +1 were our dog of the day, and they have messed around here at the end of this game. Might be messing themselves into a loss here. We'll see what happens. But we had Seton Hall -3.5 as our massive lock of the day. It was a 79-73 road win there for the Pirates. They keep looking great. Marquette continues to play just terrible, and looks like it's going to be a very long season for them. Payne actually putting up 14 points and 22 boards there in the win for Seton Hall. So we're still alive to have a very good day out there. Just got a few things go our way and still got the Pistons to go. Obviously, that game hasn't even tipped off, so we'll see how it goes. We got to dive in, though. We've got a big slate to cover here on a very busy Wednesday in the NBA on New Year's Eve. And first up, we're looking at a noon game, a noon tip here, some day basketball on New Year's Eve. We've got the Golden State Warriors going on the road to take on the Charlotte Hornets. The Warriors come into this game fresh off a 120-107 win there over the Brooklyn Nets. Now, Golden State, they're 17-16 on the season, not anywhere near where they wanted to be, but Steph is playing out of his mind. He went 8 of 15 from 3 for 27 points in 29 minutes in that win over Brooklyn. We liked what we saw from Jimmy Butler, but only 9 field goal attempts is not enough. Please shoot the ball more, Jimmy Butler. Trace Jackson-Davis getting spot minutes and making the most of them. 22 minutes, 11 points, 5 of 6 from the field, chipped in 6 boards and a couple blocks. He was a +10. We liked what we saw from Gary Payton. He played well. D'Anthony Melton took him 24 minutes to get his 10 points, but he looked good out there. Will Richard had a very solid night, and the Warriors win comfortably despite shooting only 10 of 33 from 3. So not a great shooting night, but they end up getting the job done, and they played some decent defense in that game. Not something that we've seen from the Warriors all the time. So a lot of things pointing in the right direction here for Golden State. They're fully healthy coming into this game. Everybody ready to go. Quentin Post, Trace Jackson-Davis, Al Horford. Although the way Al Horford's played, I'm not super sad to see him not soaking up tons of minutes. Well, we'll see how things go here down the stretch, but a lot of positives for the Warriors here as they go on the road to take on the Charlotte Hornets, who have also been playing a little bit better now that they've gotten healthy. They are fresh off a 123-113 loss there to the Bucks, which we kept telling ourselves we should take the Bucks. Giannis is pissed. He's going to be leading them to wins, and we just couldn't pull the trigger. Well, the Bucks end up winning that game by 10, so we should have pulled the trigger there, but we liked, in general, what we saw from the Hornets. Brandon Miller putting up a 31-point performance. 9 of 22 from the field, though, wasn't great. Just in general, they didn't shoot the ball particularly well. No Con Knuppel for them in that game either. That doesn't help. Colin Sexton, man, having that dude come off the bench has to be such a luxury. I feel like he just belongs on a contender. 19 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. The dude just plays with an insane amount of energy. He also had 8 assists. He needs to be getting more burn somewhere. Now, the Hornets dominated the Bucks on the glass, but that did not matter. Overall, they played pretty well, and they weren't fully healthy for that game, so I got to give them a little bit of credit. Charlotte has looked like a more legitimate team this season kind of than I expected. Now, they're a little banged up coming into this game. We see Concanopoulos, Miles Bridges, and Kalkbrenner all on the injury report. Knupel, he's dealing with that ankle issue. Sounds like he is going to suit up. He is going to play in this game, listed as probable. Miles Bridges with his ankle issue is listed as questionable, but what I am seeing makes me think he's probably going to play in this game as well. Kalkbrenner dealing with that elbow issue is already confirmed out for this one, so we won't be seeing him out there, but against a team like the Warriors, that doesn't really matter that much, or that's not a huge issue because the Warriors don't have really any meaningful size. So Kalkbrenner would be a little bit lost out there potentially anyway. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Hornets are getting 7 or 6.5 points here at home. We've got a total of 231.5. The Warriors are 8-11 against the spread on the road. They are 20-13 to the over. Charlotte, they are 9-7 against spread at home. They're 20-12 to the under. That's actually an NBA best mark to the under. Despite that, I'm probably not going to take under 231.5, although it does make some sense to me. I don't think the Warriors are going to be really putting up anything crazy, and I do think the Warriors minus 6.5 is a solid play as well. Golden State's a pretty old team. Now, follow me into the weeds a little bit on this one, guys. Golden State's a pretty old team. They haven't been great against the spread on the road, but they are playing well right now, and they know they got to win these games against Eastern Conference, bottom feeders. Also, the Warriors are a very old team. These guys aren't going to go out and do a ton of crazy partying on New Year's. I just don't think they care enough at this point. Now, the Hornets got a bunch of young guys. They're going to be looking to party it up. They're also at home. Definitely give me the Warriors here at minus 6.5. This is a play that will definitely make the pinned comment. I also have a couple player props that I like for this game. And first up, I'll take Steph over 31.5 points plus assists at minus 124. Steph always seems to go nuts when he plays in Charlotte. He's been the one carrying this team lately. With the Hornets not doing a great job defending on the perimeter, I'm expecting a very big game from Steph in this one. I think he's going to go nuts. And if he can get, some help there with some guys knocking down shots, I think we could see him rack up some assists in this game. He's put up, an average of 5 assists over his last 5 games. So that is a little bit of a number in his favor there. On the other side, guys, on the Hornets side, I'll take Miles Bridges under 17.5 points here at minus 126. Obviously, he's dealing with that ankle issue, so there is a theoretical chance he won't play. I do think he'll be out there. While the Warriors aren't great defensively, I just don't think there are enough shots to go around for the Hornets right now. Knupel coming back to this game even lessens the shots available, so I just would be very surprised to see Bridges get to 18 points in this game, especially if he really is limited a little bit by that ankle. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves going on the road to take on the Atlanta Hawks. The Timberwolves come to this game 21-12 on the season. They're fresh off a 35-point win there over the Bulls, so well played there. It hasn't necessarily been smooth sailing for Minnesota this season, though. I can't say that. They've been up and down like a yo-yo, kind of all over the place. It was a big bounce-back win for them. Obviously, a terrible loss there for them against the Nets. They bounced back, though. A big night from Anthony Edwards. DiVincenzo plays okay. Julius Randle, relatively efficient shooting numbers. A massive night for Naz Reid, putting up a 33-piece off the bench. They shoot 41% from 3 as a team. They do a good job on the boards, and they do a very good job slowing down the kind of banged-up Chicago Bulls in that game. So well played there by the Timberwolves, but not supposed to be too much of an issue there for the Timberwolves going up against a team like the Bulls. Now, going against the Hawks, maybe that falls into the same category. We'll have to see. Minnesota is pretty healthy coming into this game. Really, the only injury is Terrence Shannon Jr., who will be out for this one, but the whole starting lineup, the whole second unit, rested and ready to go here as they head to Atlanta to take on these Hawks. Now, the Hawks are 15-19 on the season. They've lost 7 straight games. Porzingis is apparently going to come back here and play on Wednesday, so we'll see if that gives them a little boost. They're fresh off a pretty competitive loss to the Thunder, and it was really kind of the skeleton crew there for Atlanta. No Jalen Johnson in that game. Okongwu played great. Nickeil Alexander-Walker put up 30 points. Very, very good stuff, really, from everybody who was, playing meaningful minutes. It just wasn't enough there in the end against an obviously elite-level Thunder team. Anybody that took the Hawks on the points there was mightily rewarded. I think they were getting 17 or 17.5 there at tip. So, very good stuff from the Hawks to keep that game competitive. The name of the game for them right now, though, they got to find a way to get healthy. Trae Young missing time again. Maybe not the end of the world for this team. I did expect him coming back to give them a nice boost. Didn't really give him the boost that I was imagining. So there's all kinds of stuff swirling out there. Could be nearing the end here of the Trae Young era in Atlanta. We'll see what happens. Dyson Daniels ready to go. Jalen Johnson ready to go for this game. They're healthy with the exception there of Trae Young. So we'll see what they can get done here. The Hawks are getting 4.5 points at home. We've got a total of 242.5. Minnesota, they are 6-9 against spread on the road. They're 18-15 to the under. Atlanta's 5-11 against the spread at home this year. They're 20-14 to the over. This is a bit of a tough spot. The problem for kind of both of these teams is depth, but I am going to be leaning a bit here towards the Minnesota Timberwolves. Despite the fact they're playing on the road, neither one of these teams are good against the spread in this specific situation. So it's kind of a pick your own poison. And the poison I'm going to pick here is the Minnesota Timberwolves. But this play, not going to be a pinned comment situation. Hey guys, before we jump in and break down our next NBA game on the slate, we're going to be shouting out the sponsor today in every day's video, and that is stumpthespread.com. Make sure you're getting over there, click the link in the description, type stumpthespread.com into your browser choice, and check out all the stuff we have to offer. Right now at stumpthespread.com, our premium members are getting our top confidence picks covering all the major sports right now. NBA every single day, NHL every single day, UFC, NFL every single week. College football has been going nuts. College football is currently, we'll see what happens in that USC game, but currently on a 7 wins, 0 losses, and 1 push run. College football bowl season and playoff season has been going absolutely on fire for us so far over there over at stumpthespread.com. So definitely want to make sure you're getting in on that. Also, you got to get in on those college basketball picks. College basketball, we did get coolered on that Wyoming play. Didn't get that one out as early as we should have. We're waiting on a little bit of news to see if there's anything weird going on. And unfortunately, Wyoming taking their foot off the gas there late did not really go our way. But still, lots and lots cooking over there on the premium side. Already cashed Illinois. That was a 2-unit play plus 3.5 there over on the premium side for, those red hot college football picks. So definitely make sure you're getting in over there, getting in on all the premium stuff, but check out the free stuff as well, guys. We've got free picks posted over there every single day under the free picks tab. We've got our free to use bet size calculator, but maybe most importantly, we've got our free email newsletter. That newsletter is a treasure trove of information every single day, especially on the weekends when you've got NFL action popping off. There'll be tons and tons of that with the playoffs going on, free picks against the spread and over under and player props and parlays and touchdown props. That email list is just a treasure trove of information, and it's very, very easy to get on that list, guys. All you have to do is go to stumpthespread.com, click that little green login button at the top right-hand corner of your screen. That will prompt you to set up a free account. There's going to ask you for your name and your email address. That's it. You get one email straight to your inbox every single day, just jam-packed with great sports betting information. So definitely make sure you're getting in on that. You can also purchase a Stump the Spread hoodie over there at stumpthespread.com. We've had the store live here for quite a bit. Nobody has bought a Stump the Spread hoodie yet from the store. It's crazy, crazy work. There were so many of you in the comments asking about being able to buy a hoodie. Where are you guys at now? You're making me look crazy to the dude who built the website, the guy who built the store for us. Somebody, please get over there and buy a hoodie just so I don't look like a psychopath. But I digress, guys. If you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, you can also sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos. They get their name up on screen in every single video, but they also get a chance every single Monday to win a Stump the Spread hoodie absolutely free. We put the name of every single YouTube channel member on a big wheel. We spin that wheel live on the video, and whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie mailed straight to their address of choice. So definitely get in on that if you guys are interested. Really appreciate all my YouTube channel members. Massive shout out to you guys. Let's go ahead and dive back into this pretty busy NBA slate here on New Year's Eve. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Orlando Magic as they go on the road to take on the Indiana Pacers. Orlando has been very all over the place this season. They come into this game 18-15 overall. They're fresh off a 1-point loss there against the Raptors, which really, really burned us. Orlando pretty much led that game the entire way and just gave it up down the stretch. That was pretty depressing to see them get outscored 23-12 in the fourth quarter. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. Paolo Banchero tried to kind of retake over the offense, but Anthony Black was going nuts out there and is starting to make a case as one of the best players on this roster. Bane had a mediocre performance. I mean, he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. They shot 28% from 3 as a team, and they managed to lose this game, getting out-rebounded 58-52, and a game that we saw an awful lot of shots miss, I will say that. The bench looks atrocious for this team, and I get that they're banged up, but it's looking pretty bleak there. The injury report isn't great. Suggs, still on there. We'll see when he's eventually able to come back, but he's technically questionable for this game, so it's not impossible that he comes back for this game, but I would be pretty shocked. Desmond Bane, dealing with back spasms, he's questionable, so that's very, very up in the air whether or not he'll be able to play in this one at all. So probably not going to be the full-strength Pacers as they go, or the full-strength Magic as they go on the road to take on the Pacers. Indiana's on a 9-game losing streak, guys. It's getting dark. They did keep it within 7 there at Houston their last time out, so well played. A nice, max effort kind of game. We like what we see from Siakam pretty much on a nightly basis. He's putting in good work, shooting the ball well, doing everything you would expect from a consummate professional. They did shoot 53% from 3 in that loss, so that's part of why they really keep things close despite getting out-rebounded 50-29 in that game. So lots of issues still exist here for the Pacers. It has been not easy whatsoever. So We'll see what they can do. Obviously, dealing with lots of injuries still. No great updates there. I mean, McConnell's still banged up. Ben Shepherd's still out. Isaiah Jackson out. The starting lineup is healthy and ready to go, but when that's your starting lineup, how stoked are you really going to be? So we'll see. We'll see what they can get done here. It's been a brutal season for the Pacers. They are getting 3.5 points at home. We got a total of 225.5. Orlando's only 7-9 against the spread on the road. They are 17-16 to the over. The Pacers are 9-8 against the spread at home. They are 19-14 to the under. I don't really have a great lean on this one either way. There's way too much injury stuff still up in the air for Orlando. If they were fully healthy or even close to fully healthy, I would love them in the spot because it's a bit of a letdown shooting situation for the Pacers. But I mean, in general, I will lean towards Orlando on the road here, but it's the tiniest of leans. Don't ask me to get very involved in this game. Rolling right along, we're looking at the Phoenix Suns heading to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. The Suns are 19-13 on the season. They've won 4 in a row and 5 out of their last 6. They're fresh off a 14-point win there over the Wizards. They've been taking care of business here, albeit, not against the toughest teams recently, but the Suns have kind of, I'm not going to say come out of nowhere, because there were some guys projecting the Suns to be a lot better than everybody thought, and those projections have kind of come true. Dillon Brooks played really well in that win over the Wizards. Devin Booker, not shooting the lights out, not really shooting the ball at the level that we've come to, expect from Devin Booker, but we'll see what he can do. The bench didn't look great. Jordan Goodwin had a pretty good night, but the 3-point shooting in general was good. The, just overall very, very happy with what I saw from them on the boards, especially with Mark Williams being suspended. So liking a lot right now of what's coming out of the Phoenix Suns. So we'll see if they can keep things pointed in the right direction here. Their injury report looks okay. Obviously, they will miss Grayson Allen quite a bit. Mark Williams, back off suspension. He's ready to go. Grayson Allen technically doubtful for this game. I would be pretty shocked to see him out there. But other than that, they are basically healthy and ready to go as they head to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers, who have been, maybe they're turning things around, I guess. I don't know. It's a little bit hard to tell. They're 18-16 on the season. They've been one of the bigger letdowns in the East this year. They come into this game, fresh off that big win over the Spurs. They played well, went on the road there, get the 12-point win over a very good team. Love what we saw from Jarrett Allen. Evan Mobley had a good day. Donovan Mitchell. They won a game where Donovan Mitchell scored 10 points. That should be a pretty big message to him and a pretty big message to the team at large. Jalen Tyson, a very good day. They win this game despite shooting only 31% from 3 and despite getting out-rebounded. So Cleveland has to feel pretty good about themselves coming off that win. Are they turning a corner here? We'll have to wait and see. The injury report is clean. Sam Merrill is on there. He's probable due to left hip soreness. I do expect to see their sharpshooter out there running around those screens and getting his shots up. How successful will he be? Well, we'll have to wait and see, guys. The Cavaliers are 5.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 236.5. The Suns are 11-6 against the spread on the road. They're 18-14 to the under. Cleveland, they are 5-14 against spread at home. That's actually an NBA worst mark at home, and they are a tiny, tiny under team as well. I do actually think there's some value to be had on under 236.5. I don't see any sort of monster offensive performance coming in this matchup specifically. It is a big bounce back spot for Donovan Mitchell, but when Donovan Mitchell goes nuts, we don't always see tons of success there for these, Cleveland Cavaliers. So in this spot, I am going to back the Suns in those points here playing on the road. They've been very good on the road this season. They're pretty solid as underdogs as well. So definitely give me the Suns getting 5.5 as a potential dog of the day. Rolling right along, we're looking at the New Orleans Pelicans heading to Chicago to take on the Bulls. The Pelicans are 8-26 on the season, so not killing it. They've lost 4 in a row, but a 5-point loss against the Knicks, a 9-point loss against the Suns, a 7-point loss against the Suns. They're keeping these games pretty freaking tight. They've gotten healthy a decent amount in that loss to the Knicks, a game they honestly should have won. They got outscored 34-22 in the fourth quarter. We were on the Pelicans. Thank God they were getting 9.5 points in that game. Oh, a big shot just gets hit there for the 76ers. They're now up 139-136 in overtime. So hopefully, please, for the love of God, that sealed the win for us there. But we liked what we saw from the Pelicans in that one. Zion's been playing a decent amount of minutes and playing great. This is why everybody falls for the Zion shtick. Whenever he plays great, but he never plays for long. Trey Murphy playing well. Sadiq Bey in the starting lineup, he played great. Jordan Poole putting up 26 points off the bench. Some questionable decision making late in that game from Jordan Poole, but still, very good stuff there from the Pelicans to keep this game close. They also had a nice edge there on the boards. All that being said, it wasn't necessarily the full strength Knicks, but still, got to give the Pelicans credit where credit is due. They come into this game looking, I would say, overall relatively healthy. No Herb Jones still. He's still sidelined. Jose Alvarado still suspended, but we don't care about that. I like Jeremiah Fears, Trey Murphy, Zion, and Derek Queen. That's a pretty solid, starting four there. Throw anybody like Sadiq Bey into the mix, and you're in pretty good shape. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Pelicans right now. They are going on the road to take on the Chicago Bulls. Bad news there for the Chicago Bulls. Giddey out at least a few weeks. Not great. A left hamstring strain. They're not going to be rushing him back from that, and that is bad news bears there for the Chicago Bulls. Not a great look. They're coming off that blowout loss there against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and a big part of that is Giddey only playing 18 minutes, but it didn't look great. Vujic had a big day, but I wouldn't be shocked if they maybe I don't know if the Bulls maybe punted on this season with this Giddey injury. I would not think that was a terrible idea. They've got a lot of pieces. Do these pieces really work together without Giddey to run the show? Seems maybe questionable to me. Giddey out for this game, obviously. Kobe White also going to be sidelined for this one due to right calf tightness. So that's a little bit tough. We'll see. Other than that, they are healthy and ready to go, but this we're going to need some crazy work from guys like Okoro, Buzelis, and Vujic. Maybe we see a crazy Dosunmu game. Maybe we see a Kevin Huerter explosion, but I don't know, guys. The Bulls are only getting 1.5 here at home. We've got a total of 243.5. New Orleans is 7-6 against the spread on the road. They're 20-14 to the over. Chicago's 8-8 against the spread at home. They're 18-14 to the under. I love the Pelicans here. You can take them on the money line. You can take them -1.5, whatever you want to do. I think New Orleans is going to win this game very, very comfortably. I think we're going to see the Bulls look pretty freaking lost without Giddey out there. Like, they need him to run the show. Without him, life is not going to be very easy. Cruising through these games, we've got our last NBA TV game of the day. We're looking at the New York Knicks going on the road to take on the San Antonio Spurs. Now, the Knicks come into this game winners of 3 in a row. They're coming off that 5-point win there over the Pelicans. They've been, kind of doing their thing, playing pretty well. OG Anunoby, 23 points in that win. Brunson, 28. 45% three-point shooting is a very, very nice night for anyone. Jordan Clarkson, not an insane night, but Miles McBride playing well off the bench. Big stuff there to get him healthy and ready to go. So overall, things are looking good for New York. No question about that. I don't think there's any major reasons to be concerned about them. I mean, obviously, Josh Hart missing a little bit of time isn't great, but they've been surviving without him, dealing with that ankle issue. He won't be playing in this game, obviously. Kolek is on the injury report as well. So is Mitchell Robinson. So a couple guys that could come back and give him a boost. Kolek is expected to play, just dealing with ankle soreness. And Robinson, due to that ankle, has officially been ruled out for this game. So that's not great. They could have used him to run up against Wemby occasionally. We'll see what goes on in this one. They're taking on the Spurs, who at 23-9 on the season are pretty good. They're coming off back-to-back losses, though. A head-scratcher of a loss against the Jazz, and then just did not bounce back the way that I thought they would when they played the Cavaliers. They lose that one 113-101. Wemby put up 26 points, 14 boards. Just not a very good... this team struggles to close. They end up losing the fourth quarter 23-37, and that was really the difference maker. I mean, Wemby did what he could. De'Aaron Fox, only 14 points. A terrible night from him. That's who they want to be their closer, and it just didn't work out. Devin Vassell, not a good game from him. Stephon Castle keeps doing his thing. Luke Cornett had a very productive day off the bench. Keldon Johnson, a weird game. 18 minutes, 8 points, efficient shooting numbers, but was still a -6. So a lot of things that can be worked on here. They also shot 16 more free throws in Cleveland and managed to lose that game because they only shot 7 of 31 from 3. This is a team that is better than that from long range, just better than that in general. So I do think this is a pretty interesting spot to look at the Spurs for a potential bounce back. We do see Castle and Vassell both on the injury report, though. That is a big deal. I don't mind a few more Dylan Harper or Julian Champagnie minutes, but them slotting in the starting lineup is a concern. Now, Castle is questionable with a left thumb sprain. I do pretty much fully expect him to play through that. I just based on the kind of guy that he seems to be, I think he will play through that. And we see the 76ers come through for us in overtime. Thank God. Okay, put that one on the board. That is a win. Devin Vassell is officially out for this game due to a right abductor strain. He will not be playing, so that definitely leaves a bit of a gap there. But like I said, if that means Champagnie gets into the starting lineup, Keldon Johnson potentially, Dylan Harper, all of that seems okay to me, even in this matchup, or maybe specifically in this matchup. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Spurs are 1.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 238.5. The Knicks, 3-11 against spread playing on the road this year. That is an NBA worst against the spread mark on the road. They're 19-14 to the over. The Spurs, they're 9-5-1 against spread at home. They're basically a 500 over-under team. No lean on the total in this one, guys. Maybe tiny lean towards the under, but much better than that. Give me the Spurs here -1.5. They need a bounce back. I think they're going to get it here against the Knicks. I do wish they were fully healthy. I wish they were going to have all three of their best defenders to run at, Jalen Brunson, but I think we're going to see a very good day out there from Wemby. I think he can really make life hard on Cat, and I think he can get whatever he needs. So definitely give me the Spurs here, -1.5, playing at home. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Denver Nuggets heading to Toronto to take on the Raptors. The big and pretty much only news that matters right now for the Nuggets is the injury to Jokic. Now, apparently, he escaped major injury there. It was a knee hyperextension, so it sounds like he's going to be back, in the not super crazy distant future, but he will not be back right now, and they are not going to be rushing him back in any way, shape, or form. That would be absolute madness. So we'll see when they get him back. In that loss against the Heat, obviously this team was just gutted seeing him go down after playing only 19 minutes. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Jamal Murray, Spencer Jones, Tim Hardaway Jr., those are all guys that are going to have to step up, but none as much as Jonas Valanciunas, who's probably going to just end up straight into the starting lineup. They're going to have to figure out a way to kind of play around him and to, attempt to play a similar brand of basketball to what we saw them, normally see them play with Jokic on the floor. So we'll see how all that goes. The injury report from Denver looks about how you would expect it to look. Obviously, Jokic, no idea when he's going to be back. Right now, the starting lineup sounds something like Jamal Murray, Tim Hardaway Jr., Spencer Jones, Peyton Watson, and Jonas Valanciunas. This team has just been ravaged by injuries. I mean, no Aaron Gordon right now, no Christian Brown right now, no Cameron Johnson right now. So a lot of injury issues as they head to Toronto to take on the Raptors, who are 20-14 on the season. They've won 2 in a row, beating the Warriors, and then in overtime, and then that 1-point win in a massive come-behind fashion there against the Magic. So, Shaheed was the reason they won that game, putting up 19 points, a 21-point deficit they overcame to beat the Magic and cost us the win on that bet. That was a bit brutal. Now, in that game, they weren't necessarily that banged up. We just saw Ingram, Scotty Barnes, Emmanuel Quickly, all just really struggle shooting the ball. So they are all in something of a bounce back spot here. We'll see if they can make the best of that. They dominated the boards there against Orlando. They only shot 24% from 3. I'm sure they feel like they could have won that game much more handily. I mean, obviously, it was a bit of a rough night shooting the rock. Now, in terms of injury report, fully healthy coming in this game except for Jakob Poeltl. RJ Barrett ready to go. I'm sure he's still on some slight minutes restriction, but not a big enough minutes restriction to really make us that worried. The Raptors are 7.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 224.5. Denver, they're 9-8 against the spread on the road. They're 22-10 to the over. Toronto's 6-11 against the spread at home. They're 21-13 to the under. Guys, this is a tough spot with Jokic being out, but I do like the Nuggets getting 7.5 points. I think they're just going to get that one game bump where they're like, okay, everybody's got to step up. We got to play with a crazy amount of effort, yada, yada, yada. And they find a way to at least keep this to like a one-score game, if not just win it straight up. I wouldn't mind anybody sprinkling the money line on Denver in this game, just because Toronto hasn't been that great at home this season, and just because I think Denver's going to come out and all these dudes are going to really try and show out and show that they can, keep the ship afloat with no Jokic. We'll see what happens, see if any of that's going to make it in the pinned comment. There's a chance. It's not the deepest of slates, but that is definitely the way I'm leaning on this game. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at the Washington Wizards going to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. The Wizards are 7-24 on the season. They did beat the Raptors and Grizzlies in back-to-back games, but then lost by 14 against the Suns their last time out. And this just kind of continues to be a season for the Wizards where they're tanking things out and letting guys like CJ McCollum, guys like maybe, normally you would think Chris Middleton, but mostly CJ McCollum just, audition to maybe move on to greener pastures and to a place where, his age is more in line with the timeline they're going for. But in that win over the Suns, they shot the lights out from 3. They did an okay job on the boards. Good stuff there from McCollum, but it was the bench and Marvin Bagley. He looked really good off the bench. Overall, just a very good day for the Washington Wizards. That being said, they end up losing by 14. So I don't know. It's a little bit of a mixed bag for Washington. A good day for them is losing. That's what they're supposed to be doing. So looks like they'll be healthy-ish for this one. Keyshawn George will be out. Middleton will be ready to go against his old team. Corey Kispert will also be sidelined. So we'll see what the Wizards can do as they go on the road to take on the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 14-19 on the year, but since we see Giannis come back, all of a sudden things are turning around. A 9-point win over the Bulls, then they go to Charlotte and get a 10-point win over the Hornets. Giannis doing Giannis kind of things out there. We did see him only put up 24 points, but that was only in 25 minutes. Big stuff there from Miles Turner. 23 points for him, one of his best games as a Buck. AJ Green was actually a plus 16. He played well. Ryan Rollins doing good stuff, but the real, scoring punch for this team in this game was Bobby Portis. 8 of 12 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3 for 25 points in 23 minutes off the pine. As a team, they shot 47% from 3. The rebounding numbers were very suspect, so that is definitely a problem, but they did enough to get the job done by 10 points in the end. So who am I to really say they did anything crazy wrong? The Bucks also come into this game fully healthy, very healthy. Giannis, Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan Rollins, AJ Green, Miles Turner, all rested and ready to go. No injury concerns in this one. And that's part of the reason the Bucks are 10.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 230.5. Washington is 6-10 against the spread on the road. They're 17-14 to the over. Milwaukee's a 500 against the spread team at home. They are 19-14 to the under. This is a weird spot. Kind of scared that maybe we'll see a max effort game there from the Wizards and guys like CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton auditioning to, maybe be trade targets or something, or buyout targets. I don't know. For the Bucks, we'll see. But I'm still going to take Milwaukee. Giannis is back. There's nobody on the Wizards that can guard Giannis. I think the Bucks find a way to win this game by double digits. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Portland Trail Blazers going on the road to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Blazers are 14-19 on the year. They are coming off back-to-back wins. They took down the Mavericks for us the other night, so that was a nice little win over there on the premium side. They took down the Celtics their last time out. Denny Adjeva is having a monster season, albeit a lot of it is foul grifting. I'm not going to overlook that. I don't overlook that for anyone, but he's getting points, so I got to give at least his team credit for that. He ended up with 27 points, 8 of 12 in the free throw line, so kind of a tame night at the stripe for him. Shadian Sharp continues to have a great season, although it did take him 23 shots to get his 24 points. As a team, they shot 39% from 3. That's great, but that was mostly due to Caleb Love going 6 out of 10 from long range and putting up 24 points off the bench. That was pretty nuts. Not necessarily something you can count on a nightly basis. They did a very good job on the boards there against Dallas, though, so they certainly get credit for that. No Anthony Davis in that game was very helpful, but overall, very good stuff there from the Portland Trail Blazers in that one. They take care of business. They get the win. Their injury report, Jeremy Grant still on there and listed as out for this game against the Thunder. Still dealing with that Achilles issue. Obviously you're not trying to rush anybody back from Achilles, so fair enough. We see Chris Murray. He's still in the injury report dealing with that quadriceps issue. He's questionable for this game. Remember how good this team was looking when they had Drew Holiday out there? Well, he's still not back. He's still out dealing with that calf issue. And Scoot Henderson, is he even playing on this? Is he going to play this season? He's currently listed as out dealing with that hamstring issue. So we'll see when he's able to come back. They're going to need all the help they can get. They're headed to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder, who are 28-5 on the season. They're coming off a win over the Hawks that was, an 11-point win, a little bit more competitive than the odds makers thought it would be. They were giving the Hawks 17 points in that game, I believe. SJ went off for 39 points. We saw a good night out there from Chet. He played well. But, they still let him hang around. The bench didn't look that amazing. Caruso, a monster offensive game from him. 16 points. You don't see that often. AJ Mitchell came back. 10 points from him in 23 minutes off the bench. That's a big help. They could use it. They could use the depth. They are dealing with, they're kind of banged up. The Thunder have been a little bit banged up. So we'll see what they can do in this one. They are at home, so that's certainly a bit helpful for them. They're relatively healthy, although I say that, no Hartenstein and no Jalen Williams for this game. Now, Hartenstein, still dealing with that left soleus strain. That's not good. And Jalen Williams, still dealing with that heel issue. He won't be out there. So they're going to lack depth at center, but that hasn't slowed him down too much. J-Dub is, ready to go. Chet can play some minutes at center. So everything seems to line up okay for the Thunder, and that's why they're getting 15 points here at home. We got a total of 234. Portland 8-9 against the spread on the road, 19-14 to the over. The Thunder 10-7 against the spread at home. They're 17-16 to the over. Once again, guys, I think this is a spot we'll see the Thunder kind of let their opponents stick around. It was a bit of an outlier shooting night for them. At least, SGA and guys like that. As a team, we saw the Thunder shoot 38% from 3. That's not that crazy. They did kind of dominate the boards. I just don't really see them getting a massive blowout in this one. Now, Portland is playing on the road. I have underdog picks that I like better than this one, so it might not make the pinned comment, but I will be siding with Portland, getting all those points. That's all the games we have here for today, guys. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets. Stay safe out there on New Year's Eve. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Give me my New Year's Eve present of smashing that like button, and let me know in the comments any questions you have about anything. Ask me what I think you should do on New Year's Eve, and an old dad here can tell you. I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description to get over to stumpthespread.com. Check out the free picks over there. Get on that free email newsletter, and definitely got to check out those red hot college football plays, guys. Those have been going absolutely bonkers, crazy pants here down the stretch. So definitely don't miss out on those, and we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.